What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. Yet another preview. It's moving fast, but we have a week basically off after this game. But we play Verona after a hectic week where we scored a lot of goals, late goals, conceded a lot of goals, crazy goals, a lot of talk, etc. But now it's Verona, a tough game when it comes to going away to Verona. Always for us lately, it's never easy. Even the good results here and there at Verona. So it's going to be another tough game, and we have some issues obviously where Verona can put us in trouble. So we're gonna talk about that. But the most important thing today or tomorrow is that we make it 4 out of 4 and take a very, very good start to the season. I think this game is more important than the Dortmund one, and I will explain why in a second. So before we get into it, as always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive straight into it. Okay, so I made the statement already in my preview saying I think this is more important than the game against Dortmund, and I will explain why. Because the Dortmund game put us in trouble in the Champions League. We need to be honest with that. We have 2 tough away games next, and it can be very tricky after those 2 away games for us in the Champions League, and we shouldn't shy away from that. That's just the reality. However, I'm talking about important because we have another opportunity, and we must take that opportunity to, one, obviously make it 4 out of 4, 12 out of 12, but especially to improve on the difficulties we faced the last 2 games. That is the most important thing in my opinion, because now you play an opponent with less quality, but I don't think the quality really matters that much if you keep making the same mistake. So I think everyone is looking for that aspect. Now, news for the game. Tudor is very good at hiding what he's going to do when it comes to decisions. However, it's very, very, very possible that Bremer rests. I think Bremer is going to rest, period. And it's also extremely likely that both Thuram and Yildiz will get a rest from minute 1. Now, I can see everybody's reaction right now and be like, oh my god, that's a disaster for this team. And it is, because they're vital players. Even though Thuram had a bad game, I don't think Bremer had a particularly good game against Dortmund as well. They're still valid. You can have bad games, and that's part of football. But they're very important players for us. Yildiz, like, extremely important when it comes to breaking games open. But it's going to be a very long season, and at one point you're going to need to miss players because of injury, suspension, and rest, etc. It's 4 games into the season, and I'm actually from the opinion of, man, it's too soon to rest players. Already, are they now knackered? But because of the Klopp World Cup and the odd season we've had with a small break, then coming back, I think it's the reality of the situation right now. When Tudor comes out and he said Thuram and Yildiz look pale at halftime, that's not a good sign. You need to keep these players fresh. The season is this long, and to be honest, we need to find solutions even without them. And it's not the ideal situation because we have other issues, and now you need to think about, we need to get, we need to replace Yildiz and Thuram and Bremer in the same game. So it's adding more to it. But that makes it much more interesting as well. So I don't know what Tudor is going to do. I'm saying likely maybe Yildiz will get the start, and it's only Thuram and Bremer, or maybe it's Thuram, Bremer, and Yildiz, for example. Up front, it's a puzzle. Zegrova is obviously not fit to start the game, but he can do damage. Conceição is not fit to start. Miretti still out. You have Openda, you have David and Vlahovic. Are you going to put that front 3 out there against Verona? I don't think that's a good enough front 3. Or like quality-wise, it should be a good enough front 3. But characteristics-wise and the fact that they never played each other, you're going to take a massive gamble. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tudor is going to rest and who he's going to rest and how he's going to resolve those situations. I expect the João Mario to start. At one point, you need to give him the minutes, and if you want to rest anyone, well, you can rest Kalulu or whatever. You're going to need to make those decisions at some point, to give João Mario the trust. I think it's very important that we win that game. Maybe not for the season, but I think for the morale boost. Even though we did the Inter comeback and we did the Dortmund quote-unquote comeback, and it felt good because the situation was completely lost. I think the feeling I have and the vibe I'm getting from the team is that they know that they need to have a solid. Do I need to call it a boring, a game? Not a boring game, but like we've done our business type of game where it's not too much fancy stuff. Just we kept it close at the back. We created enough. We won the game, and we went home with the 3 points. That was just solid, dominating, and convincing. I think everyone needs that right now, and I have that feeling the club and the players need that as well. And I also have a feeling they want to work towards that goal throughout those 90 minutes. So that is what I want to see from the team, like just being solid and do the business that needs to be done. And starting with 12 out of 12 is fantastic. Like, let's be completely honest, those are points already on the board whilst you are trying to improve and you are missing players like a Zigrova, a Conceição. We just got Openda. You need to figure out how you're going to use it. You still haven't fully used João Mario as well. So it's a boost, it's an added bonus. 12 points, it's fantastic. It's maybe more than some of you would have imagined. Not me, because I expect us to beat Verona, even though it's going to be extremely difficult. I don't think I'll be shocked or stunned if we don't beat Verona, but I expect a win. So my prediction is also going to be a win. I'm gonna go with 2-1 because I don't think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. But it's not about really keeping a clean sheet tomorrow. It's more about avoiding the same situations in which you conceded, from which you, conceded the goals the last two games. You can still concede from a set piece or deflect a goal, whatever, that you don't really have that in your hand completely. But, closing down the space, avoiding those situations, I think that's going to be extremely important for us. So that's my prediction, 2-1. I don't know who's going to play really, so I'm gonna go with a Vlahovic goal again, and probably I have no clue. Whoever starts in midfield, I will give it a go. Maybe a Colt Miners. Let me do a Colt Miners. But I mean, the most important thing is obviously get that win. But I think we also need a solid, not heart attack type of game that we had last couple of days, where I think everybody's like, that's cool, but let's just do it, clean and simple for now, and then build that momentum within ourselves that we can actually have those type of games where it's controlled, and it's not total chaos. And also start a game with a bit more desire to being willing to dominate that game rather to soak up a bit of pressure and play on the break, and play in transition, which could work, but it's not really working completely for us right now. We need to acknowledge that as well. So that's my prediction, that's my expectations. In the comment sections, let me know what you expect, what you think is going to happen. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow post game. Ciao.